The killers preying on young men in bars. I live in Viroqua. One morning in the late 90s, while heading to work, I was listening to a local radio station where the hosts were discussing the recent drownings in the area. A guy called in saying he was out drinking the weekend before and was walking alone in Riverside Park after bar time. A man dressed like a police officer on foot called to him saying, "Hey, come here, I want to ask you something." This guy was so freaked out because he had a feeling the officer wasn't legitimate and noped the heck out of there. Listening to this gave me chills. So sketchy. Learning more about this phenomenon makes me wonder about my husband's friend, where a similar thing happened. Alan Lynn, age 22, had similar circumstances. A couple of weeks before graduation, he went to a bar in Newport Beach and never made it home. He was missing for a week and a half before his body was discovered in water. He attended UC Riverside and studied mechanical engineering. My husband said he was a very smart, friendly, and charming guy, and they had done a lot of projects together. Here from Pittsburgh, I'd like to say yes. There is definitely something very suspicious and relatively relatable with the deaths of the young men that have gone missing around here. Many of us do not believe it is just accidental drownings. Many of us speculate and even predict that they will eventually be found in the river whenever we hear of a missing college-age male that disappeared after a night out with their friends. The police seem to be avoiding ignoring these deaths. They most certainly need to be reopened and reinvestigated. I'm happy to hear your channel speaking about it, even if it isn't necessarily the smiley face killer. There is something seriously going on here that truly needs more attention and investigated more deeply. I think it's fair to question this. As someone who is a native Scotty, we can definitely drink and hold our liquor. 47 of the 50 hardest drinking counties in the U.S. are in Wisconsin. I think it is reasonable to think there is more to this than just death by misadventure. Every major and most minor towns, cities in this state are on a body of water. And almost every bigger city-town here is a college town too. Why would it only happen in La Crosse? Why wouldn't it be more randomly distributed? 3 years ago in Nashville, 2 of my coworkers went downtown, and some very strange things happened. They blacked out after going to a bar and ended up in 2 different places. They felt drugged and had no memory of what happened. Hit me up if you want more info. I happen to have grown up in Pittsburgh, but I had fully left to a different state by 2006. I was a paperboy in the late 80s, and I would read the newspaper as I delivered it. There is this mysterious murder that happened in Pittsburgh that I was following via the newspapers that I was delivering at the time. It was right before Christmas, in either 1988 or 1989, when a dumpster diver found a severed human head in a dumpster behind a convenience or consignment store. Despite having the head, the person could not immediately be identified. When I was a freshman at college in La Crosse, and within the first couple weeks of me being there, and the first time going to a house party, I blacked out, not from drinking because I had barely drank, and woke up in my dorm 12 hours late with zero recollection of what happened prior to that. Thank God my roommates helped me back and made sure I made it back safely, or who knows what could have happened to me, man. Scary that this happened to me, and it all occurred within a half-mile of where both vehicles or the guys were found at Wetstein Electric and on 9th and King Street. Makes my skin crawl. I was absolutely drugged in Nashville, Tennessee. I was there last summer, and some guy tried to convince me to do a shotgun contest, and he put a plastic device on my can to help me. Fortunately, my group kept me away and took care of me. I'm 6'1", and a nationally ranked wrestler, so the challenge was appealing, but my group stopped me and took me away, so I woke up in my hotel with no memory. I was told I was dancing on light posts, and that's not who I am. So whatever was on my drink certainly got me, and I didn't actually try to partake the challenges, which is absolutely because my group stopped me from doing so. This could be nothing but could be for the Riley strain case. I was in Kid Rock's when that happened, the bar across the street from Luke Bryan. Very scary to learn about after. Has anyone thought of the angle that these victims were closeted gay or questioning, and they meet a man while out, started to flirt, got given a drink that was drugged, were SA'd, then killed? This may be why Cullen felt like a victim, but didn't say anything since he would have outed himself. It makes sense for both example Aiden says about a woman helping a drunk guy out of the bar, but instead of a woman, it's another guy. Most people wouldn't think twice thinking it's a buddy helping his drunk friend home. Also, a guy would be able to physically pick up, throw, etc. another man into the river. Added on top of the fact that female serial killers are exceedingly rare unless the woman is either working with a serial killer or being coerced by one.